Hi guys, let's look at today's question of the day. In this question, if you read the question says that the students were made to stand in rows. Okay. If four students are extra in each row, okay, there would be two rows less. Similarly, if four students are less in each row, there would be four more rows required. So if you observe, there are two uh, terms which are used in this question. One is the students in each row. Okay. And then we are talking about number of rows. So whenever I see a question on simple equations, it is very important for me to understand the terms and establish a relationship between these two terms. Right. So now let's try to understand. If I have five students in each row, and let's say I have four rows. So five students in each row and I have four rows. So what can I come in from here? I can easily say that 5 into 4, which is equal to 20, is nothing but my total number of students. Right. So therefore, we are able to establish a relationship between these two terms that if there are some students in each row and I multiply that with number of rows, then I get total number of students in the class. Right. Now I'm talking about the same class, which means the number of students in the class is always same. Right. So now let me try to assume that there are n students in each row and there are r rows. So therefore, my total number of students in the class, I can comment that is equal to nothing but n into r. Let me make that as an equation 1. Now let's follow the data statements given to us. Now, if there are four students extra in each row, if there were n students, now instead of n, the question is saying if there were n plus 4 students, then I would need two rows less for the same class, right? So that means the number of rows required will be r minus 2. If it is for the same class, that means the same number of students are arranged in this fashion. So if I multiply these two, what do I get? I get n into r minus 2n plus 4r minus 8. Now, this is also equal to the same total number of students. So, let me make this as equation 2. Clear? Now, the question says if four students are less in each row, if four students, so I'm coming back to n as my total number of students. If four students are less in each row, right, then I would require four rows more to arrange the students of the same class. That means now my number of rows becomes r plus 4. So, according to this, my number of students would be nothing but nr. Clear? And then what do I have from here? We have nr, then we have plus 4n, clear? And then we have minus 4r, and then we have minus 16. So this is also the total number of students of the same class. Let me take this as equation 3. Now what we can do is we can equate equation 1 and 2 to get certain outcome. So equation 1 says nr is equal to, equation 2 is nr minus 2n plus 4r minus h. So this nr and nr gets cancelled. So we have 8 is equal to 4r minus 2n, or I divide the whole equation by 2. So what do I get? I get 4 is equal to 2r minus n. So this becomes one more equation with us now, but I have two variables on this. So therefore, if I have one equation and two variables, I need two equations to handle this. Now let us equate equation 1 and 3. This is equation 1 and 2. Okay. Now let me equate equation 1 and 3. If I were to equate equation 1 and 3, we have nr is equal to, equation 3 is nr plus 4n minus 4r minus 16. So nr gets cancelled. We have 16 is equal to 4n minus 4r. I divide the whole equation by 4. So I get 4 is equal to n minus r. Clear? So we have two equations and two variables, and we know that we can equate them and we can get our answer. So now let me equate these two equations. So let's say this is equation 4 and this is equation 5. Now let's equate equations 4 and 5. Clear? If I equate equations 4 and 5, what do I have? I have 4 is equal to minus n plus 2r. And here I have 4 is equal to n minus r. Right? So n and n gets cancelled. When I add these two, I get 8 is equal to the value of r. Now we replace r in any one of the equations. Let's replace r in equation 5. So n minus 8 is equal to 4, which means we get the value of n is equal to 12. So we finally got the value of n, and we also got the value of r. Right? Now, what is the question talking about? The question is talking about total number of students in the class. And I know that total number of students in the class is nothing but n into r. So therefore, our calculation here becomes n is 12, r is 8. So 12 into 8, 96 becomes the total number of students in the class. And therefore, we have option A as our required answer. Clear, guys? So it's very important for you to read the question first, understand the terms given, establish a relationship between those terms, and then come down to a conclusion and make the solutions there. Because we know that once we have the equations, then it's a matter of solving the equations that we all know. So the most important part is how to frame the equation. Now, this is something that we need to learn in this question, right? And once we are framing the equation, I'm sure all of us have learned how to handle equations right from our childhood, right? So I hope you like this video. Please like this video and stay tuned for more questions of the day. Thank you, guys.